first step towards Kyoto occurs today, December 26th, 2011. Those of you who have been following these chronicles of Larnia may be aware that yesterday I came into a free ticket to Kyoto. Pretty amazing in its own right, just for the mere fact that it's like $100 ticket that was given to me purely because I decided to do what I did yesterday, which was certainly out of the ordinary kind of stuff. Went with a group of friends to go see an anime shrine, which is definitely not necessarily my kind of thing. But since yesterday was Christmas, I decided that it would be nice to spend it with friends, doing things that I don't normally do, to try to make the day a little bit more special than it would have been had it just been what a Lalo would call a D-Doc kind of day. And now I'm walking towards the train station, very sunny, put on my sunglasses, thank you Brittany. And so I'm heading towards the train station. I will depart tonight at around, what time? 11 o'clock on a yorubasu, a night bus, to take me the 10 hours to Osaka, which is where the journey will begin. I'm going with my friend An, really cool guy from Vietnam, and we'll meet up with some of his friends there. Some new people to meet, it'll be awesome. New interviews and recordings to do. And Maxime will show up sometime tomorrow in Osaka. He should be on the Shinkansen now, actually, on his way to Kyoto. And it's pretty nice. I really wasn't planning on doing anything in particular aside from walking and recording this winter break, so I don't know, when I got the bus ticket, it felt like sort of a divine sign that God just wants me to go to Kyoto, because I had an opportunity earlier this year to go with Yahoo as well, like Maxime is doing now. But when I started getting into hiking, I thought that I'd want to spend the break doing that. Konnichiwa. So I had declined, I guess, the invitation to Yahoo's house, and just decided that I would make my own way during the break, and that I would just see what happened. But because I went and did what I did on Christmas Day with An and all the guys, I received a ticket. An had planned this trip since a few months ago, and so everything was already in order, and someone backed out, but all the reservations still stood, and so they needed someone to occupy that seat, and lo and behold, yours truly, I am now the holder. And so I'm going to walk to Ekimai a little early, spend my last day for a couple days doing what I would usually do on a day like this, and it feels good. It feels really good. It's a pretty monumentous kind of feeling coming into a ticket like this, and really excited on top of that for the Fleet Foxes concert. I don't know, this going to Kyoto is makes it feel like the opportunity for fun is really ripe right now. I did a little bit of research before I left to see if there were any cool concerts other than the Fleet Foxes one coming to Tokyo. I didn't really see any, but when I get back to Atlanta as well, I want to start going and seeing the people who I love, the musicians that I love, comedians that I love, writers, and anyone who's got something to say or sing that I want to hear. I just want to do that. I feel very alive right now. That might be it. This is going to be the first of a lot of clips. A lot of clips. Just this morning, I released 2 more podcasts back to back. One episode of sort of Christmas Eve / Christmas, and then another just purely Christmas episode in and of itself. Conversation between me, Quick, On, and Maxime. Sharing beer, sharing coffee, sharing laughs. It was a good day. Really a good day. And then actually that night, Maxime and I went to eat sushi. I remember now I wanted to talk about this. Maxime and I went to eat sushi because his Christmas is actually different. And he told me a really good, interesting story. Sort of about Ukrainian tradition and why Ukrainian Christmas is different. And it can basically be boiled down to the fact that in the past, the previous Tsars of Russia, namely, I guess, Peter the First, I think it was, decided that they were going to use a different calendar. I guess they used the Julian calendar. And in the Julian calendar, Christmas happens 2 weeks after it does in the Gregorian calendar. So that's why the difference exists. And so Maxime didn't really have that hankering for Christmas celebration like I did. But regardless, together we went to have kurazushi just to make the day a little bit more special. And we both ate ourselves full, quite full indeed. Went back to the dorms, and we're going to watch Harry Potter, but Maxime wanted to watch a Harry Potter that was more of a Christmas episode, or not an episode, but one of the Christmas themed ones. And so we ended up watching the first one, but I pretty much lost interest immediately because I've read the book so many times and seen the movie enough to know that it's not as good as the book. So I just went back to my room after a little while and tried to Skype with my family and Brittany, and it didn't work. Obviously, the internet is still a pain at the dorms. And so I just did push-ups and made podcasts. Ended up going to bed at around 3:30 or so, watching this show that my friend Hide gave me called Peep Show. And woke up this morning, started packing a little bit, released the podcasts, did some exercise. Been looking forward to this trip. I'm pretty sure I had a dream last night that had some sort of a bearing on this trip, some sort of a relevance, but I don't really remember what it was. And that's okay. Today is not as cold as it has been, which is nice. I'm comfortably walking right now with the recorder in hand, and not really feeling like my hands are numb or anything. So that's nice. And so I'm going to walk by Alps, which I wonder if that gets annoying to people, anyone who might be listening. My affection for Alps, I can't imagine, is one that's shared, given the frequency I go there. I can imagine anyone who went less than I, which is to say everyone, could be as interested. But regardless, I'm going to go get a farewell pack of chips. I'm currently carrying all my stuff with me that I'm going to take to Kyoto. So, sort of a heavy load, but good because I can easily carry chips. So I get a farewell bag, and then I'm going to walk to Ekimai, maybe go play the drums or check out a bookstore, or I don't know. I definitely want to go to the Yodobashi camera shop and look at the voice recorders that they have. The Scarborough dude today, he had a new episode, and was listening with great affection, and he said that he has an Olympus L10 recorder, and I have an Olympus B65, which is basically the cheapest thing above recording with a cassette tape, and quality is really good. I'm extremely impressed, but I think my standards are pretty low, so I'm not sure if it's necessarily the greatest piece of equipment that there is. And so I want to see, for the price, what you can get in terms of quality as you go up in price. So I'll check that out. I'm excited about doing that. I might buy some fruits and stuff from Daye to take with me on this bus. I don't know how late I'll stay up, how well I'll be able to keep myself entertained and not sleepy. I'd like to do some stuff on this bus ride. I have about 13 or 14, no, less than that. I have about 10 postcards or so that I'm writing to friends and family. And I'd like to finish writing them all in the course of the bus ride. But we'll see about how lighting is and how much space I have to do that in. But I'm looking forward to it. I feel very alive. And I'm very excited to listen to Fleet Foxes today and just sing. Sing, sing, sing.
Life flash before your eyes, touch right through to the soul. Illusions exposed right here on a reel, in a theater, a real occurrence. You're in a box with the top popped open, like the soldiers in a Trojan. Unexpected, one direction, can't go both ways. That's what the Pope say. Every note played in your soundtrack is based around fact, how you get down and act. The end of the cinema, into the darkness. The usher escorts you to your fortune, morphing into the final solution. Might be gruesome, dependent on your contribution. Your vision gets clear and translucent, witnessing your own video revolution. When all the burning eye pictures moving fast, quick time format more than I asked. The big time transmit the past, and it's a glance here on the reel, in a theater, a real appearance. I'm in a place where the space makes way for wars like Obi-Wan and Vader. Play for a private screening. I've been dreaming, that's what my mind thinks. All my hijinks broadcasted is trapped with my issues and whatever script I choose. Sound is magnified, amplified, forcing the subject, discovering a new adjustment. Something for my understanding, and might be expanded depending on the programming. I spot my ways of abandon, witnessing my own parade on the planet. When the burning it's so late on. So
funny. A lot of times when I'm recording, I'll think that I'm about to be done, but then I'll think of something right before I go to shut it off, and I'll keep talking. That's sort of a theme in my life. Poor Brittany, I know. A lot of the times when she says she has to go when we're talking, I'll say okay, and then push on, asking tons of questions and saying tons of things. But that's just who I am. A big part of me. I don't like endings. There was something else. Another point I was going to say after what I just said. I can't believe I've forgotten it now. There's a point I wanted to say earlier. I had about 5 things floating around in my head earlier that I knew I wanted to talk about before I started listening to music. I cannot recall whatsoever it was, but I'd really like to. But I fear rambling. I fear rambling to try to regain the memory. Maybe if I talk about something else real quick. I thought about more the rainy day fantasy of going to see the Fleet Foxes and then maybe hanging out with them after the concert was over. I think that would just be so cool. What an experience. The fantasy was sort of further developed today as I cooked and thought about it. Because I was listening to the music and just thinking about how cool it would be if, like, they offered me a chance to go with them, like, just to finish out their world tour. For instance, here's the scenario. I just remembered another thing I want to talk about. Anyway, the scenario that I was imagining was that I'm one of the few English speakers who goes to the show, but somehow we end up talking at the show, and I tell them about recording and how podcasting is a big part of my everyday life. And, because of who I am, perhaps my personality, maybe they like it. Maybe they noticed that I was singing a lot to their songs, because I think I'll probably stick out. Fellow American and all. And so, konnichiwa. Imagining that they would want me to perhaps go with them to be like a documentarian, a documentator sort of thing, to keep track of what they're doing, ask them questions, record conversations, be sort of an impetus for depth, it'd be really cool. I don't think it's going to happen again, but a girl can dream, can she not? And I don't know, it's fun to think about that. It's like that famous kind of fantasy, or not a famous fantasy, but a fantasy of like someone coming up to you for no real reason, acknowledging what you feel are your special qualities and praising you and rewarding you for them. I think everyone sort of has that kind of fantasy, I think. If you have a bit of a skill, you hope that someone will recognize it and definitely reward your hard efforts. But despite me having said what I just did about that fantasy, I can no longer remember still what I wanted to say before. Can't remember. That is seriously a shame. What could it have been? What could it have been? I'm taking a long way to Alps, sort of a farewell walk. It'll be sad when it's time to leave. I'll definitely, a couple days before I go, if not the day before, I'll definitely want to go on like a 7-hour walk or something. Just all my favorite parts. Maybe hike up to Cal Mountain again. Maybe invite a few people to go for that part. But the solitary walks that I've taken since I got here, they need to be commemorated solitarily, in solitariness. I need to do them alone. So, that day is fast approaching. Interesting. And then I'll probably never come back to Japan again. Very interesting. Not really sad about that, but I do find it interesting, my expectations of what I thought Japan would be versus what it has been. And then to add Kyoto to the mix will be very, very refreshing. I need that to sort of really get a real summation, a real deep sort of, a well-rounded impression of Japan. I can't just expect my knowledge to be, complete from staying in Tokyo the whole time. And it wouldn't be complete even traveling to Kyoto, but it would be more so complete than not. I just remembered the way I'm walking, where it's taking me. That's a funny thing about these walks. So I often don't remember where exactly I'm going. I just know that I've gone this way before. It's like sort of a blind dog or something. I'm writing a story right now. I don't want to talk about it yet because I want to give like a very detailed description of it. And I think it's probably going to be at least a 10-minute clip. And whenever I'm editing these clips, it's always kind of difficult to figure out where a natural pause is. To figure out where to put the music. And so I think I'm going to leave it here before I get too deep into another topic. This is a pretty healthy little clip. Fourth of a podcast already nailed down. I'm going to enjoy some music and just enjoy my last day for now in Hachioji. So, I hope all y'all's winter breaks and Christmases and New Year's are equally filled with fun and surprise. I think it's great to spice up your life a little bit. Spice Girls had a point, They weren't just 6 sexy singing ladies or whatever. They had a profound point. Spice up your life. That's a good place to leave it. Alright, nice little excursion into Ekimai. I'm in Yodobashi camera right now. Just finished looking at all of the different types of recorders. Pretty interesting, pretty fun. Now trying to navigate my way back towards the station where I'll go meet On. And from the station we'll go to Shinjuku. And from Shinjuku we'll jump on the bus. And from the bus we will be delivered to Kyoto. So, soon. A little bit difficult navigating. I have all my stuff with me, and so big backpack. Stopped at the grocery store, ate some delicious snacks, figs. Become quite partial to figs, given the dates are extremely expensive and hard to find and not very good here. But hey, Shogunai, can't be helped. So, going down like 8 flights of stairs, trying to get to the bottom again. All the interesting little noises I'm sure you can hear. Finally at the bottom. Soon to enter more noise. Alright. Delivered once again to the outside. Interesting. Day after Christmas. No different than the day of Christmas here in good old godless Japan. Do a little jaywalking real quick. Gotta keep things fresh. Gotta almost get hit by bikes. Sogo train station directly in front. Maybe Ion is already there. He said he was going to leave around 5 and come here a little early himself and do a little bit of last-minute preparation, shopping and stuff. So, hopefully we'll meet each other around the same time. I'm about to go into a 7-Eleven, grab a coffee, and you'll hear from me again soon. Currently on the train to Shinjuku. This is the first leg of our journey. I'm here with my friend On, who is certainly well asleep now. We are at Nakano Station, and the next station will be Shinjuku, which is where we'll get out and kill time until around 11, at which time we'll board the bus. I guess we'll board around 10:30 or so, but yeah, it should be fun. An says he gets sick in cars after he drinks, so personally I'd like to find a place with some beer. Might be drinking alone, but that's okay. Just one beer, just something to whet the senses.
Special kind of holy shit.
This is a special kind of holy shit.
You need to have another word for this. Damn.
Damn. Wow. It's just like... Oh, these are mirrors, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Why is it mirrors?
It makes it more dramatic.
But it doesn't feel like mirrors, like...
No, it looks...
When you look at that...
It's like 360.
Oh, so that's why. Oh, it's still good when you look at it.
Yeah, it's even better. Wow.
Well,
Is your camera, will it catch the glare
No.
on the glass? No?
I'm guessing yes, but why not try?
Wow. An and I are at the check-in building at the bus depot or whatever, and it's a very big, tall building. We just went to the top, the Sumitomo building, and we're on the 52nd or 51st floor. And the view from here on downtown Shinjuku on a whatever Monday night from 52 stories up is unbelievable. Extremely beautiful. In a very sort of, I don't know, Hajimete Mita kind of way. First time ever seeing something like this. Amazing, amazing. It's crazy. I'll try to take a picture of it, but I don't have faith that my camera can picture and pick up anything like this. Like An said, you need a new word for this. Holy shit doesn't really capture it.
Stop doing it.
Stop doing it.
Stop doing it.
Stop doing what?
It's weird.
Recording?
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
Shogunai, I can't stop. Can you stop taking photos?
No.
Exactly.
It's very good.
That looks great. Do you have multiple lenses, or is that?
No, I only have this for now.
Can you change them out? This is like a really good first picture for the trip. Let's shove it into the glass.
No, too soon. Too shaky.
I'll go to another one. Another window pane. An and I have more or less been killing time since we got here. Unfortunately, my camera picks up on all the glare of the window. But, Shogunai, another part of the episode from 53, 52, 51 stories up. I just left Anne for a second. I just left An for a second to walk around a little bit. And there is the most delicious smell of steak that I have ever smelled in my life. I've never craved steak the entire time, any sort of meat really. The entire time I've been a vegetarian, never once have I been even slightly desiring to eat it, but man, this place, and one of the most heavenly smells I've ever smelled.
大阪駅桜橋口 JR 高架下梅田スカイビル近鉄難波駅周辺そして終点 USJ この順で7カ所停車いたします。各停車地の到着予定時間ですが、祇園市場には明朝5時45分頃、京都駅八丈口周辺には6時ちょうど頃、大阪道山町には6時55分頃、 JR 大阪駅桜橋口高架下には7時ちょうど頃、梅田スカイビルには7時10分頃、近鉄難波駅周辺には7時30分頃、そして終点 USJ には8時10分頃の到着を予定しています。ただ気象状況や事故による高速道路の通行止めとあった場合、到着時間大幅に遅れる場合もございます。あらかじめご了承ください。途中休憩ですが、まずこれより1時間弱走行しました東名高速海老名サービスエリア、こちらで1回目のトイレ休憩をお取りします。その後は2時間から2時間半走行ごとに1回ずつ関西方面まで合計3回のトイレ休憩を予定しています。休憩時にはバスの出発時間ご案内しますので、その時間の少し前までには必ずお戻りください。バスは定刻に出発しますので、お乗り遅れのないようにお願いいたします。またバス離れる際ですが、バスの停車位置、車番、カラーリング等を覚えていただいて、お戻りの際にバスのお乗り間違いないようにご注意ください。また休憩時には乗務員2名をバスから離れます。ですので貴重品はお客様の出から利用お願いします。さらにバスに相談等ございましても、当社では一切責任ありませんので、貴重品取り扱いには十分ご注意ください。
postcards to write. So, the journey
走行中やむれず
continues.
急ブレーキ、急ハンドルで
Hopefully there are bathroom stops, but who knows? This is a night bus, a yoru bus, so maybe it goes all the way. Who knows? Either way, check in more later. It's 7:25 on the 27th of December, and An and I have arrived in Osaka. About to sit down, eat some breakfast, drink some coffee, relax. During the whole bus ride, really miss Brittany. I wish she could be here. An's a great guy, but there's just some parts of him that aren't as fun. Ein. Anyway, time to eat. Gotcha. 大好き。
Мама очень плохо по-русски уже говорит. Мы приехали сколько лет тому назад.
So we are in Osaka. We met up with the other group of people from the other school that An knows. We have a guy from Holland, a girl from Germany. Yeah. Guy from North Carolina, a girl from North Carolina, Vietnamese, French, and California, and being led around by Yahoo. Very interesting time, filled with confusion. Everyone wants to kind of lead. Doesn't really work out very well. Should be an interesting trip. Sound tour of the Nishiki market in Kyoto, Japan, called Kyoto's Kitchen. A huge 5-block long open-air market with just like everything you could want. Fish, vegetables, fruits, tofu shops, everything. The foods that Kyoto is known for. What is it? Tsukumono? Some sort of a little snacks to eat while you drink, to refresh your palate. So just listen.
Said you needed this. You're pissed that you missed the very last kiss from my lips, and I must be high. say goodbye. Bye-bye-bye. Never looked in my eyes long enough to find any peace of mind. But now you got it, and I must be high to let you say goodbye. I must be high.
Here is a quick clip from the lounge area at one of the hostels we were staying at in Kyoto. Enjoy.
I don't know. What's his name?
What?
A Dutchman founded in Australia.
What do you mean founded in Australia?
And before who normally did it? James Cook. A Dutchman founded in Australia.
He didn't found it.
He did. Google it. Google it.
The Dutch came to Australia and went, follow this. This is a
And then he went back.
And then the English came and James Cook.
So we can do something.
On the Endeavour ship landed and
But it is true. A Dutchman founded.
yeah, and then James Cook they found it and said, yes, this is a ship. We will get all our convicts and then put them in Australia.
All the bad people came to Australia, and now that's how we. But yeah, it's very nice. Don't leave anything around. It's amazing. Yeah, it's so polite and respectful.
Yeah. One family tree is descended from I think that's 6 or 7. So we can get some growth. Very much.
He came out with a balaclava on.
So I'm descending on all the trash. Get some growth.
So yes.
What's your last name? Not now, but soon.
There might be some Dutch guy thinking it's Dutch.
Grub is a little translation of Tabemono from Japanese to English. It's Friday night, and I'm on the night bus again back to Hachioji. It's about 11:30. This bus is leaving an hour later than the last one, the first one that we took to get to Kyoto did. And so we should probably get, I guess, to Hachioji an hour later as well, obviously. And so we might go up to that same building where we had the great view of Shinjuku from above and watch the sun rise. That'd be pretty cool. But just wanted to make a closing clip for the last Kyoto session. Didn't really get to record much, although I made an effort to record when I could. I don't know, the people I was with, we didn't talk about things that I thought were public enough to put on the show without letting them know that I was doing it, and there were too many people to consult about what I was doing with the recorder. But anyway, I took a lot of notes, and I have a lot to say about the trip. Basically a good summary, and took a bunch of really awesome pictures, and it was a really great trip. But for now, I'm on the bus, and everybody's quiet, and I have my head behind a curtain. Oh, and I've become sick too, but it's a secret. And I'm looking out the window as everything goes by, like a dog, a cold dog, not a hot dog. So, for now, that's it. Bye.
Maybe if you came about, maybe if you turn this ship around, if you waited this one out, just put your head down. Oh, in your dreams you find out, though it's not quite how you remember. In your dreams you find out everything's greener, you're still hard to please. Yeah. Maybe if you lighten up, maybe if you wrote that anthem, raising high a Dixie cup, don't put your hand down. Oh, in your dreams you find out, though it's not quite how you remember. In your dreams you find out everything's greener, you're still hard to please. Yeah. What is it worth to you to be a free someone? What is it worth to you? What would you do? Everything. Maybe if you came about, baby, don't you run this ship around. Feet of water in the well, but you can't keep her head down. No, you can't keep her head down. Oh, in your dreams you find out, though it's not quite how you remember. In your dreams you find out everything's greener, you're still hard to. Everything's greener, you're still hard. Everything's greener, you're still hard to please. Yeah. Everything's greener. Everything's greener. Everything's greener.
Make no mistake that I certainly know and feel that Samoa Scamji did On returning to the Shire, finally at the close of the Return of the King, I too echo the sentiments of being back. I'm back. Go back inside my little hobbit hole. In movie, in scene. I'm back in Hachioji, and it is New Year's Eve. And what better way to reinstitute myself into this area than doing the precise thing that I do best, or at least most often, go for a walk, do a little talk, sort of thing. It's sort of a bittersweet day. I feel kind of sick, and not really in a bad way. For some reason I get really high-spirited and easygoing, I guess. Or at least that's how I feel when I get sick. And so it's not so much it's not so much a, wow, fuzzy brain. It's not like a painful thing for me to be sick. I don't dislike it. But, I don't know, I just feel like it's okay to sit around. And so today, I've sat around for a little while. I still did productive things. Put all my pictures up online. Talked to my family for a little while, which was nice. It was good to hear from them because it's the holiday seasons and they've been seeing family and stuff, and truth be told, I have missed that a lot. Especially, well, I suppose it's a catch-22 with this, because I would like to have seen my family, extended family, a lot because of how I feel I've changed. I feel like I could get more from being with them now than I ever have gotten from them in the past, being with them. But the thing that I've acquired to allow me to really value that time, I guess, could only have been gotten from spending time away. It's sort of convoluted, but definitely appreciate all of them a lot more, I guess, than I have in the past. And so that was nice to talk to my family. You know, sort of filled a little bit of that hole, that holiday hole. And don't really think that I'll be going out tonight and doing much. Don't really feel like I have the energy for it, or the interest, really. Which might have been the same case if I felt, 100%, yo, how's it going? Hey. My friend Juan, Dominican Republic. When I first met him, he said that he was from the Dominican Republic, and I said, oh, the DR. And he was impressed. I thought it was funny. Shout out to Stephanie for that one. Anyway, was able to talk to my family, and apparently they listened to all the most recent molts, and there've been a fair amount, no doubt. And my sister gave me a little bit of advice that I've been thinking about since she said it, which is that the interviews didn't really make sense. And I kind of got the same impression when I was re-listening to them, editing the clips, because, I don't know. It's interesting because I listen to other shows that are primarily conversation-based, and I guess they must consciously introduce each topic before they start talking about it, because, I don't know, at the time, there was a very fluid transaction of thought and speech between all of us, but like I said, even going back and editing it, I couldn't really grasp onto what any of us were talking about and how it went from one thing to another. And so I guess that's more of a personal entry into an abstract memory book. Those episodes that are more interview based or conversation based, those are more for me. And maybe I'll just make those episodes and release them with some sort of a caveat or something. Release an episode and immediately release a release that says that the episode probably should be skipped. It's a personal episode for myself. So my sister told me that, confirmed my fear, and I'll be a lot more conscious of that. Before I get too much into recapping what happened with Kyoto, which I definitely want to talk a lot about, I took a lot of notes, because I very unfortunately wasn't able to take very many audio clips, although there were a surprisingly good amount of conversation, but not, I think I might have already said this, not really conversation that was public enough to talk about without like making sure that the people I talked to were okay with it being rebroadcasted, you know, and I didn't really want to ruin a moment where a good conversation was happening by saying, can I record this? That'd be a little obtrusive and a little obtuse, I think. So for now I'll just do without, and I probably, for the show's sake, might be better anyway, just for me to have sort of a solo recounting of what happened. Before I left, I was thinking about how I wanted to start this clip, and I settled on the Samwise Gamgee quote, but then I started thinking about how maybe I should have worn jeans on this walk, because I'm walking now, and I'm wearing pants, because I don't really feel like I have I definitely don't have the tenacity to wear shorts, but I also just don't feel like I have the life force right now to do that. And I had this funny little internal dialogue going on up in my head about wearing jeans and stuff. Sometimes the natural dialogue that I hear in my head is a very poetic one, and there was a very poetic expression of why jeans would have been better, and why I wasn't going to go put them on because I was not a slave to, I don't know, how something looks versus how it functions. Fuzzy mind. I wonder how successful of a recount of 4 days this will be, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a shot. I don't think this walk would be as special if it was done in silence, although it might end up being the case anyway. One last thing I wanted to talk about before jumping into talking about Kyoto was that these, like tonight, all in all, I suppose, I'm okay with not doing anything extravagant anyway. I'm okay with letting it pass as a usual kind of regular day. If I felt a little bit better, I might be a little bit more compelled to try to do something special, if for no other reason than to take cool pictures, have good talks, and maybe record something that would be a little bit out of the ordinary. But since I feel the way I do, and it's already as late as it is, which I think it's almost 4, I'm pretty satisfied with just the idea of walking. But I do feel that hole I was talking about with my family, speaking with them, that made me feel better. It was nice to hear from them. And my sister, my mom, my dad, and Lauren, my sister's friend Tracy, who is Vietnamese and has always been one of Lauren's fun friends to hang out with. Because I hung out with a Vietnamese guy in Kyoto, and so by extension I felt like that was I don't know, a shared thing between Lauren and me. Vietnamese friends, good people, the Vietnamese. 1 second, pass these doggies. Konnichiwa. Anyway, I feel like a big hole, like companionship-wise, during this time. Just like, I don't know, family does a lot to fill in that sort of, that need for talk and understanding and love and everything, but there's like this very special type of relationship, obviously, that you have with someone who you love, that you're like romantically with. Konnichiwa. And I feel that pretty heavily right now. And not having been able to talk to Brittany today, not having been able to find a way to talk to her today, whether through, Skype, like I did my parents, or texting or email, that heavy feeling of separation is all the more heavy. And so that sucks. That's the insult added to the injury of feeling sick. And I don't really care about feeling sick in terms of being taken care of. And it seems like most of the times I get sick, I'm usually away from Brittany. And so, unfortunately, she doesn't even have the ability to take care of me, which I'd love for her to have, because that's just something that she's good at. And like I said, something that she's all too often not had. See me in that vulnerable spot and be able to help me like I've helped her in the past and stuff. But I just feel that extra heavy since it's a special day. And special days have taken on a new meaning, being away from special people. And I don't know. There's no real substitution, even if I went out. I suppose the thing that would happen would be that I wouldn't ruminate on the fact that I wish I could be with Brittany, but the fact would still remain that, we're 14 hours apart, and however many miles that is. So, that's a heaviness. Hopefully this walk will help alleviate some of that, one way or another. Just trying to reel my mind, figure out what would be a nice thing to do tonight, to feel some kiss of nostalgia, but not in a bittersweet way. Can only think of movies, warm food, push-ups, but there's something very militaristic about that, something very routine, not quite sure what. A feeling of robotic kind of life, not real, heated, passionate kind of existence.